Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we're going to be talking about my return to Seven Nights 2, what my experience has been, whether I think it's worth it for you guys to return to the game as well. So let's go ahead and dig in. So Seven Nights 2 is one of those games that I really enjoyed probably about 6 months ago. I made a small amount of content on it, and it was a game that I had a lot of fun with. But at the end of the day, they implemented some changes that were just too much for me, specifically around map changes, which were the core of the game. And I felt like the game was just becoming this sort of chore, this grind, this kind of nonstop map fest. And there are parts of the game now that are still that way. As a returning player, I was a little bit disappointed to find that, you're still going to be grinding out maps nonstop. I have 15,000 maps right now. You're going to be setting it so that you're grinding maps out all the time to get more maps, in order to get rubies, in order to get potentially other items. And you can't really burn through your maps quickly, kind of like you could before. So this is definitely kind of like a chore slash grind aspect of the game that really hasn't been addressed, I would say, since the last time I've played. However, there's been a lot of other changes that I've really enjoyed with the game, a couple of different modes that have been added, as well as some really good catch-up mechanics for new players. So let's go ahead and talk about these things. Of course, you have the additional story content for the game. So of course, season 2 was added, and they have a variety of season 2 missions. They've also added an extra side story season, which you can participate as well in. Of course, you can get a variety of rewards, and you can do them on a variety of difficulties. So it is going to be really nice, really fulfilling. And as with the original story of season 1 and Seven Nights 2, the story is very good. They've also implemented an easy way to accomplish your dailies with this quick and simple clear all button down below. And of course, they have some very good events for returning players, in which you will be able to get selection tickets for heroes, legendary pet vouchers, legendary jewel vouchers, as well as legendary plus accessories. Now, I did come during the New Year's event as a returning player, and I was actually able to get a variety of legendary plus select items. So I was actually able to get 3 legendary plus select units, which was able to not necessarily catapult me into being extremely powerful, but it was able to give me a solid footing in order to start the game on. I think, a lot of times when you return into a game, you may not necessarily be meta. You may feel like you're sinking towards the bottom for a long time, but it definitely kind of jump started me, increased my power level, and I was really grateful for it. So it does seem like there are some really good kind of comeback rewards, as well as some capabilities for you to catch up right now. Now, of course, they haven't really changed the dungeon, raid, or equipment system. So if you are returning to the game kind of like I am, you're going to run into the things where, Awaken 5 plus 20 is still going to be kind of the highest level gear that you can get. So your gear is mostly going to be still useful, very similar with your accessories. The new systems that they did add for power levels are basically going to be around jewels and orbs, and jewels are very similar to a party-wide buffing feature. You kind of break it down by categories, so you have support, tank, ranged, melee, and you have universal here, and you can get a variety of stats using your runes, which is just a really good way to go. It's a really fast way to increase the power level of your characters, and it feels like a nice addition of a system. Now, I haven't unlocked any really powerful jewels yet. It definitely feels like they're kind of being restrained, or I'm not able to get access to them, but I do believe that I will eventually have a really good build here. Now, when I did leave the game, they were just kind of implementing exclusive equipment. So we have a ton of exclusive equipment in the game now, which will be a priority for everybody to get. We also have a new orb system, which is going to be exclusively for PvP, which is going to give you a significantly higher amount of power depending on who equips these orbs. If you get to really the higher level, you'll even see that they do give sets, they do give power. So it's just going to be very powerful and very good. I do feel like, having joined my guild, I'm not able to be competitive yet, but I think given a couple of weeks, once I'm able to craft and use up the rest of my tickets, I will be okay. Now, PvP, they did add a really cool new mode called Tag Match, and it's essentially very similar to guild battles, where you're running kind of 3 parties. You can see here that you can adjust your defense team accordingly, or you can adjust your offensive team. So I'll go to team settings here, and you can see here I have a variety of builds. I haven't fully decked out my characters yet. I just kind of threw in what I had because I'm at the lower end of the matchmaking, but then you kind of go charging in against the opponents, and it's essentially non-stop. It's essentially, you know, your party versus their party. If your party wins, that party carries on to the fight the next party. It's a really nice change up on the PvP system that Seven Knights 2 has. I really enjoy Seven Knights 2's PvP. I really enjoy the arena system. It's just very refreshing. It's a good feeling, and I love the idea of being able to use your entire roster, particularly when you have, you know, a game which really emphasizes like a 4-man powerful team. It's nice to be able to use all of the units that you've had built up, and it's nice to kind of spread that out. So I've really enjoyed jumping in and participating in Tag Match. You also have Maze of Trials, which has been added, which is essentially a trial mode where you can get rewards and you can get chests. I haven't really gotten that far in it because my characters are still kind of being modified and going. And then of course we have the boards, we have the Ring of Fate, and then we have all of the new units that have been added along with their stories. If you are wanting to get rubies or items, you can. I believe it's only rubies though. You can come in here and do all of these as well. Celestial Tower did get upgraded with a normal version once you do clear the easy version. I still don't have enough power to clear it yet because the only level 60 unit I have is Karin right now, but she is, you know, my girl. She's one of the most powerful units for PvE that I love. Raids, we did get a brand new 8-player raid, so we did get Infernal Lands, and with that came the new equipment set, which is pretty cool. It's the Orochi set. I've heard this is a pretty good gear set. I'm still working on getting my attack speed set up and my build going just perfectly, but it does feel like it's going to be a set that I'm going to want and that I'm going to want to build up on. And definitely as I'm going through this, I have so many tickets to use. I have 91 on Dimensional Rift. I have 170 on Bad Blood, which will get me, you know, the crystals that I need in order to craft the individual piece of gear. So there's just a lot of stuff that I need to do in order to kind of maximize the power of my account right now. And I haven't even gotten into doing the story yet. I've kind of been returned in the game for about 4 days now, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey of kind of using up all my gold, using my resources, figuring out what to prioritize, what to build long term. But it's been pretty fun. What you will not get if you do return is a whole swath of rubies. If you're expecting to get a whole bunch of rubies or to get, you know, like 50 million pulls, you're not going to get that. You're most likely going to get Legendary Plus select tickets to pull some of the older but still relevant Legendary Plus units. Now, would I say it's worth coming back overall in total? I think so. So far, I'm having fun. I could easily see myself hitting that wall though, where all of a sudden I'm going to be just grinding out maps, and that's going to be the primary source of content. So as I do play this, I'll be playing it on stream. I'm probably not going to be making a ton of content for it, but I do plan on playing it kind of on the side and having fun with it because it's a game I enjoy. And I'll slowly let you guys know kind of if the game gets a little bit more stale, if it gets, you know, kind of back to where it was previously once I catch up to all of the story and everything else. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.